Welcome back to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. We begin today in Argentina, where thousands of supporters have gathered in Buenos Aires to protest the house arrest of former Argentine President Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing your name, ma'am. Claiming her legal troubles are politically motivated. The protests highlight deep ideological divisions in Argentina, with Kirchner's supporters challenging her corruption charges and viewing them as a systematic attack on democratic principles. The current government, led by her former running mate, President Alberto Fernandez, remains cautiously neutral amid the escalating tensions. And let's be clear, this is not the president, but the current legislator that he is leading. Quote from Reuters, quote, "This isn't just about Cristina. It's about defending democracy," said one protester at the Plaza de Mayo rally. The demonstrators carried placards with the slogan, "No volvemos porque nunca nos fuís." We haven't returned because we never left, end quote. Next, we go across the Atlantic to Africa, where Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have reached a preliminary peace agreement that aims to resolve long-standing regional tensions and cross-border conflicts. The agreement is set to be formally signed next week. From Reuters, quote, "We are on the brink of turning the page on a history that has plagued both of our nations and our people for far too long. This peace agreement represents not just a political accord, but a commitment to a future free from fear and anxiety," end quote. We travel back across the Atlantic to Canada, where the Bank of Canada is optimistic about a potential trade deal with the United States that could ease economic pressures. Resolution of trade disputes may help mitigate inflationary risk and provide stability for industries like manufacturing and agriculture. However, ongoing complexities and potential tariff challenges remain a concern for long-term economic confidence. From Reuters, quote, "The complexities of the cross-border trade can't be underestimated. Even with an agreement in place, the specter of tariffs can have profound impact on pricing, long-term economic confidence. There's no doubt that stability is crucial, not only for business planning, but also for monetary policy measures aimed at maintaining control over inflation rates," end quote. Traveling to Asia, we go to Pakistan, where the army chief is set to meet with current President Donald Trump to strengthen diplomatic and military cooperation between the two nations. The meeting's aim is to address regional stability, security concerns, and potential economic collaboration in South Asia. From Reuters, quote, "General Ehsan Inam Hidar visits come at a critical juncture when both Pakistan and the United States are keen to reinforce ties that have occasionally been tested by geopolitical dynamics. The dialogue will potentially cover significant areas such as military assistance, intelligence sharing frameworks, and avenues for bolstering Pakistan's economic standing through collaborative projects," end quote. Now we travel south to New Zealand, where their economy is demonstrating unexpected strength in Q1 2025, with GDP growing 1.2% versus the projected 0.7%. The growth has been driven by robust consumer spending, resurgent tourism, and significant government infrastructure investments. Positive employment trends and controlled inflation contribute to the optimistic economic outlook, signaling potential continued into expansion. From Reuters, quote, "New Zealand's latest economic figures have exceeded expectations, underscoring a robust start to the year, thanks to consumer spending and government initiatives. The nation's GDP growth of 1.2% significantly outperformed the 0.7% projection many economists had anticipated," end quote. And finally, we go to Europe, where anti-immigration violence in Northern Ireland reflects the region's complex historical tensions, rooted in sectarian divides and socio-economic challenges. Despite the 1998 peace agreement, underlying prejudices continue to manifest through hostility towards immigrants, revealing deep-seated social fractures. The legacy of, quote-unquote, the Troubles persists, with immigrant communities now experiencing the brunt of historical distrust and economic marginalization. From Reuters, quote, "The legacy of Northern Ireland's troubled history deeply influences current societal tensions, particularly evident in anti-immigration violence. These sentiments are not isolated incidents, but are intractably tied to the broader socio-political landscape of the region," a community activist said. And if you want to read any of today's articles in full, you can find all the links in the description below that like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the podcast on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Podvine, as well as the Twitter handle @YourDailyFlip, where I post links to these episodes that come out on Tuesday and Thursday, as well as the US-based, US-focused podcast that comes out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday around the same time. So if you want to follow something where you can get all the links and you don't have to get reminders in your email from YouTube or anything like that, or in the YouTube homepage, you can go there. So with all that said, there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe. Don't die.